So user management in OpenShift. So if you are using OpenShift console, you will see something called user management, where authentication, authorization will be there. The important thing in OpenShift is RBAC, which is role-based access control. Okay, RBAC, role-based access control. Okay, so here we will have something called cluster level access or cluster roles. Okay, this cluster role will have cluster wide permission. Like you want to see the no example, you want to see node, memory, and CPU. So then node is nothing but your worker node. You need to have cluster role for it. Okay. Then we have roles which is specific to namespace or projects. So roles which is specific, which is namespace level or project level. Okay, that is roles. Then we have role binding and cluster role binding. So which is nothing but assigned. Uh, so we have role binding and cluster role binding. So here we have cluster role binding and cluster role binding. So this is nothing but assign a role to user or group. So you have these two roles. So you have to assign the role to user or group, which is nothing but role binding or cluster role binding. Okay, role binding or cluster role binding basically. Oh, okay, so now you for OpenShift in OpenShift you need to apply a policy. Okay, so for example, OC ADM policy, OC ADM policy. Okay, so this is the CLI where you will give add role to user. Okay, add role to user and then user. uh, So you say edit cloud Bobby. Then you have to give the namespace. Okay, so for example, namespace minus n dev. So this way you can add the role for the particular user, or you can do from console also. Okay, so basically you want to have cluster wide permissions. You need to use cluster role binding, which is cluster role and cluster role binding. Namespace level you have role binding. Okay. So he now say non-human accounts or service account. Okay, that is very important in OCP. So we need to talk about service account. Service account. So service account. What is service account? Is it's a non-human account. So it's not a username or a human someone use it. It is the used by applications or pods. Okay. So your pods will use the service accounts. And they have their own tokens and authentication and rollback permission. So for pods to run, okay, you need to use something called service accounts. So for understanding the user management. So OpenShift also have identity providers like LDAP, okay, OAuth. So some identity providers you can integrate. Okay, LDAP, OAuth, okay, and a keystone. So these things you can. So there's basically authentication and authorization. This role binding cluster role is authorization. Authentication will be when you log into the OCP console, you will use the LDAP. LDAP is nothing but Active Directory. Okay, which is nothing but your Active Directory. This is straightforward, but what is important is your authorization part, where you need to know on cluster role, role binding, and service account. These are the things used in OpenShift. Okay.